Good afternoon guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, this is Auto Detour, and today's video is probably the most requested video on the channel. We're going to be going over the cost to turbocharge my 2003 Ford F-150 with the 5.4 liter Triton 2 valve. It's the Super Crew and it is 4-wheel drive. So we recently dyno tuned it and put down about 407 horsepower to the wheels, which translates to about 540 plus or minus horsepower at the crank. Needless to say, it's a little bit faster than it used to be. Also in today's video, towards the end, I'm going to be announcing the winner of the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I stated at the end of my last video that a random comment from that video that got us to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2019 would win $100. So we'll be drawing that at the end of the video. And thank you guys all so much for subscribing to the channel. We have gained about 800 subscribers since that last video. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for that. And I'll also be announcing the next giveaway. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video. Let's get started. All right, so I want to start off with a huge thank you to my buddy Scott. You can follow him on Instagram at hipposcotamus84. I'll put it on the screen here. He helped me put together this slideshow presentation through PowerPoint. So I'm not exactly PowerPoint savvy, so thank you so much for that. Let's jump right into it. So that's a good start. If you didn't know, my truck has been named Grandpa Truck, or Gramps. You'll hear me refer to it in the videos. So we're just gonna be going over the cost from teardown to tune. Now there's a few things left to do. It's not completely done, but they're minor things, like the truck doesn't have an exhaust. It's got an open downpipe, so it's still loud. We gotta figure out the exhaust. And then there's just other small things like recharging the AC system, stuff like that. We started off the project with the turbo kit from CX Racing. It is a T76 turbo. This turbo kit is specifically made for the 4.6 liter, and as I mentioned, mine's the 5.4. We did all the necessary modifications to make sure that this kit fit on my truck. It ended up that we had to make more modifications, and even if you have a 4.6, you'll have to make some of these modifications as well. For example, they have a vent to atmosphere blow-off valve, but they also have it set up with the stock MAF, which is a draw-through MAF. And you can't vent to atmosphere with a draw-through MAF because you'll be venting off metered air, and the truck does not like that. The kit is available at cxracing.com. I got the kit for $2,207.92 with a Black Friday coupon from, what is it, 2018 now that I bought it. I think right now on the website, it's right around $2,500. So we upgraded the fuel system due to the Deechworks 60-pound injectors. I picked them up from Summit Racing for $555.98. Current price on Summit is $519, so they've gone down a little bit. I also did some shopping around for you guys. I found them on Amazon for $484.16. I'm gonna make a full list of everything that I put here in the description down below with links. Make sure you go check them out, and I will link the most cost-effective option down below for you guys. Push the fuel through those big injectors. We had to upgrade the fuel pump. I went with a Walbro 340. I paid $90.45 from WalbroFuelPumps.com. Again, I found it cheaper on Amazon. I'll link that one down below. So I went ahead and had all the hot side ceramic coated. The kit does not come that way, and I figured that that would be a great thing to do since the hot side is going to be going near so many things like the battery, the wiring harness, all over on that passenger side of the engine compartment, just to keep those engine bay temperatures down as much as possible so we don't melt anything. I had this done locally at Race Coatings. Contact Clint up there. I'll put his phone number, I'll put all his info down below, or you can visit racecoatings.com. They are local here, but you can ship stuff to him. He'll get it done and shipped right back out to you. I paid $440 cash for that. In my opinion, was totally worth it. It was a big chunk of change, but the peace of mind of keeping those temps down, I think is gonna be really great in the long run. So on top of the ceramic coating, I went ahead and lava wrapped or heat wrapped the downpipe and the little T wastegate pipe, just because it is over there by all the wiring and the battery, just for additional protection And for only $16 on Amazon, it was totally worth the peace of mind. I only used about half the roll, so I got another half of the roll. When I do figure out the exhaust, I may go ahead and just wrap the rest of it that goes down by the inner fender liner so we don't melt that as well. Yes, you need to upgrade the spark plugs. I'm not running the stock plugs. I went with the NGK TR6s. They are a step colder plug. We gapped them down to 28 thousandths so we don't get spark blowout. Again, I got those on Amazon for $21.98. So the kit did come with an air filter, but it fit the stock MAF, and since we ditched the stock MAF, we had to up the filter size to fit the 4-inch intake pipe, and I did that using a 45-degree silicone coupler plus a 4-inch joiner pipe to go from the coupler to the filter, and together those were $73.90. Again, on Amazon. I think you're sensing a trend here. I get a lot of parts on Amazon. I had a custom vent pod made by Custom Works. You can find them on Facebook. Super responsive, really helpful guy, and it's a really great pod. It's the only one I found that still retains the openings for the vent, so you can still get heat or AC through that vent. Really fast shipping. He even custom painted it for me. I gave him the wrong color, so I ended up having to repaint it, but that was my fault, not his. That one cost me 50 bucks. Now, to tune the truck, one, you have to have a custom tune. That comes from the tuner, and then the tuner has to have a way to load that custom tune onto the ECU. So we reflashed the stock ECU using an SET X4 programmer. I picked it up from Summit Racing. I had, like with a discount and a rebate, I got it for $407.43 after tax. The current price is $399, so that one's gone down as well. You can also find that one on Amazon for roughly the same price. Now that we're done tuning the engine, Casey is helping me tune the transmission to help it live as long as possible. We up the line pressure. We also are adjusting the shift points so it's a little bit sportier. I mean, as much as the stock transmission can be sporty, we're just trying to make it live as long as possible with the extra horsepower. The Innovate SEG1, I was really excited about this one because it's a 3-in-1. It's a boost controller, boost gauge, and wideband O2. So you can monitor everything. You can see the AFR, the boost, and this is the percentage of duty cycle. So you can adjust everything all in one gauge. So I didn't have to have a whole mess of gauges inside the truck since I was going for the sleeper look. Just one gauge in that custom vent pod does everything that I need. Got that one off Amazon for $338.30. Catch can, just a generic catch can off Amazon. Nothing fancy, but does the job. That one was less than 30 bucks, $29.46. I've had no issues with that. Comes with a filter for the top, comes with a little dipstick on the side so you don't have to pull the can off to check it. You can just pull the dipstick. So that's nice, and it seems to be doing the job just fine. Exhaust hardware, I took out all the exhaust studs because they're all original. 2 of them were broken. Just wanted them all new for $10.73. Definitely worth it for the peace of mind. And here's that silicone intake coupler that I was talking about. The intake pipe runs across the front of the radiator, makes a 45-degree bend, and then I needed to make another 45-degree bend to put the air filter over in the stock airbox location. And we did that using this 4-inch silicone intake coupler, and it looks exactly like the couplers that came with the kit. So it looks like it's supposed to be that way. It keeps that nice clean look that I like. It comes with the band clamps as well, and that one was $16.99. So since we switched over to turbo headers, we had to do an EGR delete. So I had to buy an EGR block off plate. I didn't use this piece. That's the cap. If you're using the stock exhaust manifold, that's the cap where the EGR tube goes down into the manifold. We just use this piece here to block off the EGR port on the motor, and it worked just fine. I didn't use the bolts. I used the stock hardware so that I could retain the mounting bracket for the throttle body cover. So I've got that one from Lightning Force Performance, and you can check them out at lightningforceperformance.com. $33.95. So this one is a bit of a tricky one. The only piece I bought off Amazon was the T for the oil supply for the turbo. So I tapped into the oil sending unit right by the oil filter. Basically moved the oil sending unit sensor from here to here, and then have a T here that goes into a 45 then I have an adapter that adapts it to the oil supply line right there. So I got the T, which is, you know, the main part you need, off Amazon, and then I just went down to O'Reilly's and found this 45, and then I found this adapter to adapt it from the pipe thread to whatever this thread is on the oil supply, and that's what it should look like right there. It looks funky, but there's an engine mount right here that you kind of gotta weave around, and that's what I ended up with. So I'll link the T down below, but you'll have to piece the rest together down at the auto parts store like I did. Try to make it look like that and you'll be golden. So I spent roughly about $30 on all those pieces. Electric fan controller. I put a price here. I found the one I got on Amazon and I'll link it down below. But the one I'm using was actually given to me by Racing Ram Fam. So huge shout out to him. Go subscribe to his channel. Go check out his big turbo SRT10 Ram with the Viper V10 in it. Really ridiculous truck. So anyway, thermostatic fan control works great. The fans that come with the kit are actually super quiet. I was surprised for being not the highest quality fans. I was expecting them to be pretty loud. They're actually pretty quiet. I'm really happy with that. So I had to relocate the blow-off valve, and because of that I had to block off the old blow-off valve port, and I used this. I got it off eBay. It's just a universal 50 millimeter, whatever your standard blow-off valve size is. It was $14.72 on eBay. And then basically what we did is we drilled a hole in the center of it, TIG welded in an aluminum nipple, and TIG welded that to the charge pipe so that we could use that for my idle air control port instead of the blow-off valve port. And now that I'm seeing this up here, I realized I forgot to put the MAF sensor. Like I told you, the stock MAF sensor does not work. One, it doesn't meter enough air. You flow more air than the stock MAF sensor can meter. Two, the stock ones on the before the turbo, which is draw through, we needed it after the turbo in the charge pipe. All right, so I just pulled up On3's website. I apologize, I didn't have a slide for it, but it's a slot style MAF sensor. It comes with the wiring harness. It also has the integrated intake air temp sensor, so you don't have to drill an additional hole into your charge pipe. And it also comes with your choice of an aluminum or steel mounting plate. I got the aluminum one. We had to TIG weld it into the charge pipe, and it is $224 for that setup. We'll be sure to add that to the total at the end of the slideshow. All right, so moving on to some of the miscellaneous items that I don't think really needed their own slides. In my case, I ran the downpipe outside the frame rail because I did not have enough room inside the frame rail because of it being a 5.4 and not the 4.6. Just didn't have enough room for it. So I had to extend the O2 sensor wire to do that. You know, we have, I think I meant to put 5/16 vacuum hose there, 1/4 inch vacuum hose, assorted vacuum caps, a one-way check valve because you don't want to pressurize the rest of the vacuum system when you're under boost, but you do want to pull a vacuum when you're under vacuum. And I went over that installation in one of the past videos. Be sure to go check them out. I had to put on an 18 millimeter vacuum cap on the PCV port, the big one on the back side of the intake towards the firewall. I could only find a 10 pack, so I had to buy 10 of them. The vent swivel backer, you have to use a stock backing for the vent when you buy the custom gauge pod from Custom Works. I didn't want to cut up my stock one in case I wanted to go back to my stock vent. So I bought one from a gentleman off of the 10th Gen Facebook group, and I bought it from him for 15 bucks, including the shipping. I have exhaust studs in here. Again, we already had a slide for those. We'll be sure to subtract that 2058 from the total at the end of the slideshow here. So total for this page, 116.53. And then I threw in an extra 100 bucks just for like things like bolts, screws, washers, in my case paint. I had to paint the vent pod, wrenches you break, whatever. Just threw an extra 100 bucks in there for that kind of stuff. You're gonna have to pay for custom tuning. I used Casey Whitmer. You can find him on Facebook. He did an absolutely fabulous job on the truck. The tune seems to be just rock solid so far. I put a few hundred miles on the truck so far with zero issues. And he only charged me 450 bucks, and that included the dyno time, which is just super great value. So, and he's helped me before the tune, after the tune with any questions and making sure everything's just working right for me. So be sure to check him out. So a huge thank you to Casey for all of his help on that. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have a tuner you can trust and that gives you good, knowledgeable information. And Casey knows Fords inside and out, so he knew what our limits were, where we needed to go, and what a tune kind of needed to look like in this scenario, which is just ultra helpful. And a huge shout out to Racing Rampham as well, because I don't know if I would have been able to do this without his help. Be sure you go subscribe to his channel. I will put it on the screen here. I'll link it down below. I'll do everything because this guy was just a huge asset in this build. So here we go. Total for build, I have here $5,041.55. We'll subtract that roughly 21 bucks for the extra exhaust studs. So that brings us down to 5,020, an additional $224 for that slot style MAF that I didn't have a slide for. So roughly $5,240. So for about $5,200, that's what I built the truck for. Make sure you leave a comment down below whether that was more or less than you thought, and if that is something that you would consider doing to your truck. Obviously a lot of work went into it. I had to figure a lot of stuff out. I tried not to use all the most expensive parts where I didn't think it wasn't necessary. You could probably get it closer to the $5,000 mark, you know, with some of those deals that I found where you can get the injectors cheaper on Amazon, or you know, that kind of stuff. There were a couple of large ticket items that were a little cheaper on Amazon that I found for you guys. But that is that. So I hope that answered a lot of your questions. And if there's anything I forgot, make sure you leave a comment and I'll add it to the list of things down below. I'll try to link everything that I can. So if you want to do this build, make it as pain-free as possible. But if this is all that you guys came for, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. You may want to stick around though, because I'm going to be announcing the next giveaway. Let's go draw the winner for the $100 giveaway for the 10,000 subscriber challenge. All right guys, well it's finally time to announce the $100 challenge giveaway winner. So in the last video I announced that if we reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2019, that I would give away $100 to one of you. You guys absolutely knocked it out of the park. We hit 10,000 subscribers in less than 48 hours of me posting that video. Thank you guys so much. So I sorted through all of about 650 comments from that video, which is a lot. Randomly selected one of you guys that commented on the video, and I wrote the channel name down here. And the winner of the $100 is, their channel name is The Keymaster. So I pulled up his channel here. Looks like it's got a pretty sweet 77 F150. If you guys can see that there. So if you are the Keymaster, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Leave a way that I can contact you, whether that's an email or an Instagram account that I can DM you. That way I can get in contact with you and get you your $100. So congratulations to the Keymaster. Now I said I would announce the next giveaway. The next giveaway is coming up at 20,000 subscribers, and I'm going to be giving away $200 this time. So be sure to subscribe so that you guys stay up to date on the videos and that you hear what needs to be done to be able to win the $200 at 20,000 subscribers. Be sure to check out the new merch shelf down below. It looks like a banner that you can scroll through side to side if you're on your phone in portrait mode. It will be just down below the video. Check out all the Auto Detour merchandise. You can pick up your Make 10th Gens Great Again hoodie or t-shirt, or the Auto Detour t-shirt or sweatshirt. And if you want a hat, be sure to email me. I will leave my email in the description down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button if you guys are enjoying these videos. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on future videos, future giveaways. Follow me on Instagram. I've been doing, I occasionally do giveaways over there as well for things like merchandise. And I'm always open to giveaway ideas from you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you next time.